The rest of the news Friday, the 13th. This is Dan Earhart on the anniversary of the day that tragedy struck Apollo 13 in 1970. They were nearly to the moon when a tank of liquid oxygen exploded. Space is a tricky place. North Korea's weapon of mass dysfunction, credit HuffPost, didn't make it. Guided from a control room straight out of a 1970s Bond film, credit Mail Online, which today ran a story about a 1990s plan to build a full-size replica of the Starship Enterprise in downtown Las Vegas by the Horseshoe. The plan was to reestablish the downtown core as the center of the action, squash those Klingons up on the Strip. Would have had a restaurant or three, of course. Can't you just imagine the buffet? And a theme park ride, tours of the Starship, live entertainment, a bar. Visualize Captain Kirk pounding down a few, remembering the good old days. In a moment of megalomania, the Las Vegas USS Enterprise was predicted to be the 8th wonder of the world, right up there with the Great Pyramids of Egypt. Well, somebody at Paramount, which owns the rights to Star Trek, got weak in the knees and pulled the plug, so now it's that glassed-in mall over Fremont Street. But just imagine the thrill of striding onto the bridge, maybe sitting in the captain's chair and saying, "Warp drive, Mr. Sulu." Another fictional vessel was the Titan. She was described as the largest ship of her day, the greatest of the works of men. Not the Titanic, the Titan, which also struck an iceberg in the North Atlantic and sank, dooming almost everyone on board. The Titan, about the same size and speed as the Titanic, and likewise carrying a minimal number of lifeboats, as she too was deemed unsinkable, and preceded the Titanic by 14 years, also in the month of April. Titan was a boat in a book, a novel named Futility by Morgan Robertson, written in 1898. Today's Washington Post headlines: even if Titanic wasn't unsinkable, fascination with it seems to be. One historian says only Jesus and the Civil War have been written about more. That cold, moonless night 100 years ago is remembered this weekend as the band plays on. And life goes on to boldly go where no man has gone before. The 8-mile-wide asteroid that hit the Earth 65 million years ago, extincting all the dinosaurs, ejected billions and billions of seeds of life from Earth into space. By now, they have traveled as far as some of the recently discovered Goldilocks planets in our Milky Way, the Earth 2.0s, planets not too hot, not too cold, but just right, like Jalise 581. And certainly in our own solar system, places much closer to home like Mars. Today, there's a new report that says the Martian Viking lander of 1976 actually found organics in the soil of Mars. But the data was misinterpreted at the time, so there really is life on Mars. Hey, maybe that should have been the lead story. You know, something like, Action Central News reports life found on Mars. No, don't make me go back to Action Central. Now it's the rest of the news. And until Monday, thanks for listening. This is Dan Earhart.